Hi, welcome once again to Watercolor Tips, Tools, and Techniques. On today's show, let's take the kit that we put together last time on the last episode that I hope you saw, and let's go out and actually do some painting outside. Come on with me, I think we'll have some fun. Oh, and another name for the type of painting we'll be doing is guerrilla painting. Okay, here we are arriving at our painting location. And it's a beautiful day to go out and do a little painting. Here we are right here. And you can see this has a little pavilion, so it's going to be a great spot to set up. Oh, and this has a picnic table right where we need it. Because what we're going to do is paint that log cabin from this view. And it should be a beautiful spot. I think what we'll do, we won't put in that pump, and there's a tree right kind of in the way there. We won't put that in either. Okay, here's our spot, pretty well set up, and the first thing I'm going to do is do a little quick drawing of what we're going to paint. So now we have the rough pencil drawing in here. It doesn't have to be too detailed. This is just a sketch. We may be able to use this for a guide for a finished painting at another time. We just want to get the feel of this today. Not, like I said, not a lot of detail. I'm just going to start by wetting the top of the page here a little bit so that we can get the sky in. And let's try. Okay, we'll put a little sky in, very light. And it doesn't matter if you go over the top of the trees and things like that at this point. Can't see much of the sky, mostly hidden by the trees, but there's a little blue out there. Now that roof is kind of a dark red, so I'm going to use just a touch of red and a touch of this brown. And a little more red to give it a little more red. And we'll just lightly put that in with the water brush. I'm going to put a little darker color in there because that thing kind of is fairly dark from this angle. Let that get in there like that. Okay, now here's what we have so far, a little bit of the sky in and a little bit of the roof. One thing I have found is it's very hard to paint and talk at the same time. But at this point we've laid in a lot of the color of the trees and started a little bit on the cabin itself, from the peak down on the side facing us. Now one thing you want to do is always take a photo of what you're painting. So that way you have a reference when you go back to your studio and you can kind of complete the painting back there sometime. And that's what I'm going to do here. We're going to go back and complete this part. These are a couple rocks and some shrubs and things in here. And we'll complete it back at the studio. It's a little more difficult than I thought to paint and talk and fight off the bees and things like that out here. And that's all part of painting outside. Here's the painting we were working on outside, and in the next episode we're going to finish this in the studio. You know, one of the problems you run into when you paint outside is sometimes you leave things. And I left one of my best brushes, one of my favorite brushes. I've looked everywhere, I can't find it. I'm sure I left it at where we were painting. It's just one of those things you have to live with. Anyway, I will see you next time, and we'll finish this painting in the studio.